Well, you've been here a couple of weeks now. Let's just start about how you're enjoying your Nottingham experience so far.
I'm loving it so far. Obviously, the games have been good, tight games, and some good results in the past two games. The environment in the locker room is phenomenal. From the first second that I got here until now, and hopefully till the rest of the season. We walked a little bit around town, so that was super nice too. But I'm just getting into the exploring phase to explore a little more of Nottingham.
Obviously, some people might know this, but you've been here before, in fact, twice before with Hungary. So have you got some little haunts that you'd maybe found before that you're now revisiting?
Yeah, it is super nice. When we were walking downtown in Market Square, I was like, this looks familiar. So there were certain places, certain shops that I recognized. And at first I was surprised because I wasn't sure if these were the memories that I just connected. So it was a very cool experience, but obviously getting to know a lot of places now, being here a little longer.
We'll talk about your current sort of memories and what you thought of playing in front of this crowd. But when you came for Hungary, obviously the big one was the Olympic qualifiers, which sadly you beat GB and you went to the next stage and GB didn't. But what do you remember about that experience of playing here?
Happily, I'd say it was an awesome experience. I remember the crowd. It was a crowded night. Obviously, we came out on top, so it was really special for us being able to win on GB's ice. Um, we had a fun night that night, and we enjoyed our time. I remember the facility, so it was super nice coming here, knowing what I'm getting myself into.
Am I allowed to mention Hungary 2018?
Nope.
No, we'll move on. Yeah, that,
Taboo.
that was a payback night, wasn't it?
It
That
was,
was,
and I
yeah.
think as much as it hurt us in the past or last 16 seconds, GB deserved that win. It was tough to say, especially in the moment. We had even more fans than GB had here, but it was a well-deserved win for a super hard working team. So.
And just being serious, going on to the present, how have you found things on the ice? Because obviously you'd not played domestically for a while, you'd played for Hungary, but you seem to have slotted right in, right from that first face-off against Sheffield. But how have you found it physically?
Um, I hope it's looking okay. Obviously, I've been working out. I've been skating on the ice 5 times a week, so I wasn't out of shape. Um, it's a little different when you come back into game shape. Most guys go through that phase in early or mid-August. For me, it was a little bit later. But I think a game and a half was perfectly enough to come back into it. My first weekend was a little tough, 2 games back to back. But I hope I'm back into shape now, and it's always easier when you're alongside those guys that help you out if in need.
You've played a lot of hockey in Europe, you've played in North America too. How's this first experience of playing in the Elite League comparing to your other experiences?
It's different. Obviously, on the ice, hockey style is different in every league. Hungary was more on skill focused, big ice sheet, not so much of a speed compared to what I experienced in North America. A lot narrower ice sheet, guys just going faster, competing higher because the competition was bigger. And I think this league is somewhere in between, whereas it's fast, but there's still a good amount of skills guys and also more experienced guys. So it's not a very young league. Um, Outside of hockey, and that's something that I enjoy personally a lot, is unfortunately back home we didn't have a huge fan base for most of the teams, and seeing what I've already seen here, being able to play twice on home ice and once in Sheffield, it is special.
Well, I pushed you on that because that was going to be my next question. You played last week in front of a nearly packed house, a massive crowd the week before, I think over 5,000. How much does that help you and the team when that support is so huge?
It helps. I think it helps, especially our last game last weekend. People were watching how we warmed up because we had to start the game late. Um, but fans can help a lot in crucial moments. So obviously, it's a great atmosphere when things are going great, but when things take a turn for the worse, or when we're down and we need to push strong, that's the extra addition how we can gain momentum within the game with the help of the fans. So I think it's huge, and hopefully we won't need it so much very often because we're gonna be up most of the time. But it's super nice to have a fan base like we have here in Nottingham.
And just finally, how are you assessing where the team is at the moment? Because you're winning a lot of close games. You're having games that are not always going your own way, but basically tight games. You're coming out on top of a lot. What do you think that says for the character of the team?
I think it'd be a little bit early for me to make observations in terms of that because I haven't been here long enough. What I see in the locker room is special. Obviously, I'm not a young player anymore, so I've seen ups and downs within team chemistry, and I think this is one of the best teams that I've ever been a part of. With the supporting mentality, if anybody goes down, anybody has a mistakes, guys just pick him up right away. If things don't go our way, we're able to find a more simple way. I think what we have to be a little bit better at, and that's what came out against Sheffield, is to be able to maintain pressuring the opponent when we're up and we're winning. And I think we did a better job this weekend than we did against Sheffield. Once we can manage those and go up early, have the lead, and be able to protect it, good things can happen.
Brilliant. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.